Recording, what's your tag, and how long have you been playing?
Espressotime, and I've been playing for roughly a year and a quarter.
Alright, cool. And what's like your goal right now?
Just to improve game plans, get better at like building a game plan around people and trying to execute that in the game plans.
Okay, cool. And like, do you have any like general questions before we start?
General I've been trying to go over power shielding a good amount and trying to figure out how to do the punishes for that.
Yeah, okay. So in terms of power shielding with Puff, it's like it's not really a big deal for like Falco. Like realistically, the ways you're dealing with Falco lasers isn't going to be like power shielding. It's going to be more about jumping over them, weaving in between laser timings, wave dashing like under them or through them. And like in other matchups, power shielding is really only relevant against like Captain Falcon, for instance. Like it basically lets you get a little bit more time on your punishes against him. So you do like, let's say you whiff it back your neutral versus Falcon, you crouch because you don't want to get grabbed. Instead of going for a grab, Falcon goes for stomp, and then on reaction you can crouch power shield, and basically when you crouch, the crouch makes it so the power shield timing is a little bit easier. Also, if you have like a trigger plug on your controller, it makes it a lot easier too if you're only getting the hard shield input, is what I have. So okay, cool. Yeah, like and mainly Puff power shielding isn't really like that relevant outside of like literally against Falcon. In other scenarios, it's just nice not to have like that much shield damage taken, but sometimes it's actually worse because Puff's like out of shield punishes, or she's pretty slow out of shield because she's frame 5 jump squat, and like her moves take a long time to come out. So it's like sometimes you don't even want a power shield because you get pushed away, so then it's harder to get the punish. But yeah, did you have any like other questions about power shielding, like more specifically than what I went over?
Yeah. So like I've encountered that there's a lot of like characters with Fox, like you can multi power shield is down there into rest, like in a lot of instances. So and with Nair sometimes as well as up air. You can do that with Fox. You can do it also with Mark with their fair, I believe. There's a lot of instances like Samus is one that's good, works out usually. Peach can somewhere Nair and Fair can be power shield arrested. There's a lot of but it's usually like act out of weight, or if you're like close enough where they're gonna be in the same position as you.
Yeah, I would say like in terms of all of those, the only ones I think are like realistic.
Most of them,
Yeah.
most of them are they come out like I usually just try to standing power shield honestly instead of crouching. I've been trying that out and seeing how it works, and it allows for those opportunities from what I've seen. So I'm not sure.
Uh,
I'm trying to figure out how power shielding can be useful.
I would say those are like all like unique setups for sure. They're very how do I say it? Very risk reward spam in terms of like, well, if they don't work, it's kind of like not the worst case in the world because like, well, the 1 out of like 5 times you get the power shield into a rest, then like you get a stock for it, right? But realistically, the only characters I think those like situations are kind of okay is probably against Peach. I think like, but even then against Peach, she should be able to also jab or down smash in some situations, even beating that or like misspacing your timing as well too. It's annoying. I would say the biggest one is Falco though. I think crouch power shielding and then just clicking down B after you get the power shield against his down air is really good. I don't use it that much, but in terms of all of those setups I've seen and like experienced, it's the only one I think is like realistically like practicable and like achievable against real humans.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah, I don't like look into those too much because I just think that, at least for right now, I don't think that they're relevant. Maybe there's like more efficient ways to set them up, but honestly, they kind of just feel cheese in a lot of situations to me. But yeah, did you have like a character you wanted to start with just so you got like through it for the most part?
We can just do Ganon. We can go through Ganon first.
Okay.
Ganon, I have a lot of questions about. I played one of those guys together today, and I still did bad, and I can't figure it out.
All right, yeah, makes sense. Oh yeah, it's on a different screen. I hate Slippy Launcher. I'll just share my actual screen. All right, see it now? Okay, so like, what's your thought process on Ganon right now?
Going in with a back air, or trying to set up for a back air into up air, and then maybe going to like a down air, like a cancel of some sort.
Okay, yeah, I feel like when I was watching, you really like to use like, ironically not back air that much. You use back air in like some spots, but you use like a lot of like nairs and fairs to try and like get close to the character, and then use Upsmash. You really like to use Upsmash comparatively to like any puff I've ever seen. It's actually crazy, which is really interesting. Yeah. But I don't think puffs like Upsmash is like realistically like that good, as like you can't really confirm it against many characters unless it's off of like down air, and even like sometimes off nair you can like not even confirm it in Upsmash too. Like sometimes like against not like flurry characters, sometimes you can confirm nair into Upsmash, or like nair into forward smash, nair dash tech, stuff like that. But against Ganon, I wouldn't really try that stuff. Also, it's like getting close to Ganon, I'd rather be forcing him into shield, and moves like nair and fair don't really force Ganon into shield in a way that you can really punish it. Most of the time you want to get him to shield off of like hitting his shield with a back air, and then you can just like sit on top of his shield after landing with a crouch. He can't do anything out of shield realistically. It's like his best option is like jump, which you can just hard re with an up air. You also just like wait for a roll, wait for like a wave dash. It's like majority of the time in this matchup I'm just trying to get Ganon into shield, or at the same time just trying to build up damage till around like 30% on my up air knocks down, so then I could just like get underneath Ganon with up air and then just never let him touch the ground again. That's like all I'm looking for in this matchup. It's like not like realistically easy unless you like legit practice Ganondorf combo game, or like play against like a good Ganon for like a good amount of time, so you can get like comfortable with like the timings and when like, oh, this move will knock down, this move will again combo into this move, because I feel like that was like also an issue where you like were unsure about like when your back air would combo into another back air and stuff like that. But yeah, let me go into the actual game. Like, yeah, you got like I was it's crazy it happened the first interaction of the game. But yeah, I don't really like Nair Upsmash like this. I also don't really like Nair that much versus Ganon in general, because Ganon is just going to hold down, or ASDI down as well too, in a lot of situations. Especially at low damage, he's not going to want to just get Nair grabbed for free, or just like back air grabbed, or like falling up air rested. Like if he was like not holding down or whatever, you could just literally click falling up air rest against Ganon and just kill him. But obviously it's like they don't want to do that. So against Ganon, Falcon, Peach, Sheik, Marth, like all those characters love to hold down at low percent and just
I know.
And just hope that you yeah.
That's one of my biggest problems, honestly. I can't beat people who are going down, who play like extremely defensive, like just holding down.
Yeah. It's like Puff's main ways to beat this type of gameplay is just one, space your back airs so that you can't get crouch cancel grabbed. That's a big one. Two, using moves that can't get crouch canceled, so your grab at this percent, or Puff's down air, which is actually really good against characters that I just mentioned because they don't have shines. Down air is really good if they don't have a shine because they don't have a frame one move to get out of it. So they have to resort to other like fast options like shield, roll, spot dodge, and all of those can basically be hard read into a kill if you're like good enough. Like let's say you do a drill instead of this nair right now, get in spot dodges, you literally just jump rest after the down air and you look like a god. They could also shield, which in which case you can go for like an up throw, and then you get them in the air, you read them on their drift, you hit them with an up air. It doesn't knock down yet, but they have to jump out of the next up air, you read their jump with another up air, you can get a rest, or you can just combo into back air, and kill them. Also, if they roll, you can just literally jump rest that. Like, some characters do have other options. Like, Ganondorf's jab is pretty fast, right? Forgot what frame it's.
Yeah,
it's like frame free. So that would be his option out of drill. So to beat that, you would just do down air into crouch, and you should be able to get that out at this percent. So that would be an option to beat crouch cancel. I'm not saying I would do that as my main opportunity against Ganon. I'd rather just space a backer right now, and that would be my like.
That's not a bad idea, honestly, because I'm trying to go in.
Yeah.
And if I just do down air a lot more, I thought it would be working pretty well versus people without shine.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure. Like, I've done similar things with that. It's not to Ganon, usually really bad players.
Yeah.
But like, so down air can combo if it can be a good read option.
Yeah, it's like basically if you just go for down at really low percents before it even. In this scenario, basically with Fox and Falco, their shine makes it so you can't do any downer stuff until it starts like getting into like the 50s and 60s when downer actually sends them into like basically negative frame advantage where they can't really shine out of it and they have to pick like spot dodge roll and stuff. But basically with everybody else, they can't do anything productive until like they just can't. It's just frustrating for them. In most situations, some characters do have mix-ups, like Ganondorf has jab. Marth has, like, up B, which is another mix-up. And, like, they have these options, but, like, Puff has a lot of situations where she can just basically crouch most of those other options. She can shield those options and still beat them. So, it's more of an introduction to how broken Downer is at low percents versus these characters with that on shines, because it's very unique in every matchup. But yeah, against Ganondorf, you could just do Downer and a crouch here, and that would be an option. But still, I'd rather just do space backers until, again, my moves will knock down, which the main one is up air. So basically that's my type of gameplay right now.
I don't like playing that method right now because it just feels so bad against Fox and Falco and really fast players. They just keep on putting out options repeatedly, and you just gotta keep on dodging them.
Yeah, it's like basically like it's percent. It's a dependent based on percent in terms of like some matchups. Like against Fox and Falco, I really like going in at low percent when they're at low percent because I need to get like a knockdown, and my knockdown tool at low percent is grab. So I'm just going to be trying to get a grab, either like back air grab, forward air grab, nair grab. Like 0 or something like that, right? Yep. But against Ganondorf, he doesn't die off a grab. He just won't. Like if he goes for down throw here, you could maybe tech chase Ganondorf, but not really. So it's.
I think it's just out of range.
Yeah.
Barely out of range.
If he lands on the ground though and not on a platform, you kind of can low key, but it's a little bit hard. So like. I wouldn't really be looking for a grab for this percent. I am just looking to build damage till I get to a percent where I do want to go in a bunch. So around 30-ish when my up air knocks down. That's like what I'm thinking right now. But if I was playing as Fox and Falco, this gameplay isn't like the worst. But I don't like the move choices, but I do like the fact that if I was against Fox and Falco right now, going in right now to try and get a grab would be my main objective here. But going for like a Nair Upsmash versus Ganon doesn't really make sense because one, Upsmash doesn't knock down, Nair doesn't knock down. So it's like I'm not like getting to a good percent, and I'm putting myself at risk to build damage. Where if I don't put myself at risk to build damage, it's pretty good because Ganondorf only takes like 4 hits to kill you. So just like letting him get a single hit is just like not great if you're not gonna like basically get a kill off of like going for like a really aggressive option. Okay, but you crouch cancel that. You could have actually probably crouch cancel grabbed that, but you weren't ready for it. Go for another Nair attempt. Nair up tilt really isn't like a true combo. It kind of feels like it is sometimes, like especially against like worse players. But against most people, they will just jump out of the Nair. Especially when it's like past like I don't know the exact range Sakurai angle is like kind of done working, but it's been done working around this percent. So you can't really get a true like them getting basically knocked down by your Nair at this percent. So it's like going for Nair up tilt isn't really going to work. You could have maybe tried a Nair rest low key. That might have worked. Like at this, it might have worked, but yeah, Nair up tilt isn't like really a true combo. But instead here, if I go for that nair, and I know that my opponent is going to jump, I could just hard read their jump with an up air. That's actually a good mix-up to go for. Because once they get hit by nair, they have to respond, or they're going to get nair arrested, they're going to get nair grabbed. So they have to jump or like spot dodge, roll, shield, like one of those 3 options. Or if they're playing Fox and Falco, they can shine. But again, not a character that can shine, so we're reading one of those options essentially. And I'll be reading up.
I've seen that a lot whenever I play people. They play in a certain style where they wait for me to do something. And if I just, like, after I do something, they're like, okay, they're going to do the combo right here, so I DI right here.
Yeah.
And then I wait.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
No, I think I just won it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like a few years ago, this puff counterplay just wasn't a thing. Nobody jumps out of nair, but everyone does now. So I'm almost hard reading every single time I hit someone with nair, they're going to jump out of it as like a level 1 option, especially if they aren't playing Fox and Falco that can shine. So I'd be hard reading jump, and I'd probably hit him with up air. Don't think it does not knock down this percenter. I don't believe. So once I hit like an up air that isn't going to knock down, I have to decide, oh, are they going to jump out of the next move because they don't want to get up air rested at like just before it knocks down, or they're going to fall down after getting hit by up air, in which case I can hard read that, and then I can just like falling up air and then trying to combo off that, or trying to land with them and trying to up tilt their shield if I think they're going to jump, or grab them, any of those options. But that's basically like, or once I hit that up air or something like that and it doesn't knock down, I just drift away and I just be fine. And I don't want to get hit, so I just drift away, and I can whiff punish them if they try and throw out like a down air or something, trying to think they have enough time to go for it or something. This is very scary. You like to pound a lot like in these spots. I don't know realistically if he could have got up shield. I think he could have here. And if he got up shield, he could just actually shield grab you, because Ganondorf's shield grab was ridiculous. And you would get shield grab, probably die off of going for pound here. So whenever I'm whiff punishing, I just have to make sure that the move I'm whiff punishing is going to be laggy enough. This was like very borderline if he could have got shield up, and I probably wouldn't have took this risk. If it was like a missed like B move or something from Ganon, or like missed up tilt or something like that laggy, or like a Fox like whiffed up smash, then like, yeah, those are like moves I would go for pound against. But against like an aerial like this, I probably wouldn't have gone for pound. Do you know why you air dodged here? Like,
no, I accidentally hit R twice.
Okay, because you actually did SD this exact same way against Peach, so I was curious on like what happened here. Were you trying to like L cancel something here?
Yeah, I usually do that on accident, or I hit it twice, so I hit it too fast.
Okay, well you didn't have to L cancel here because you were gonna edge cancel your back here, so that's one thing. And if you try and go for like an L cancel on an edge cancel, sometimes you do get the air dodge as well too. So that's what I think probably did happen as well in terms of the double tap. But yeah, so just be cognizant when you're going to be an edge canceling a move versus L canceling a move, because that will happen a lot. Are you trying to shield drop here or what?
Yeah, I couldn't shield drop for some reason.
Okay, yeah, that's like, I would definitely be like loving like the basic tech skill a little bit more. Like I think you miss like too many L cancels. Like I usually, whenever my standard is, I can just like comb through a random slippy like list, and then if I pick a random game, if it's below like 80%, then I'm gonna be upset at myself and I'm going to be grinding L cancels. Like that's like my bare minimum I want for like myself. And I think both these games, at least the ones I looked at, were like below 80%. So that's like pretty important too. But yeah, you could definitely shield drop punish that, but obviously you have to practice that. Do you know why you down tilted here?
I don't know.
That's crazy. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that'd be a crazy misexecution. I'm trying to think what that could be. I don't think I've ever seen a whiff like down tilt like that. But in this spot in general though, I don't really like being directly below Ganondorf if he's that high in the air, or any character. When they're here and I'm here, I'd rather be on the side platforms, or like already right here, so I can directly punish them for being above me. But since that's not the case in this scenario, I kind of have two options. I could just roll away. I kind of like roll away a lot here. I could shield, and then, or I could crouch and try and power shield like a stomp or something. I'd probably rather just roll away and just try and get out of the scenario entirely. But you try and go for a shield grab here. Did you think he was gonna like land in front of you with like an aerial or something?
I thought I was gonna power shield it. I was trying to power shield. Yeah, I thought he was gonna go for the down air.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, you can react to Ganon and Falcon's down air, so that you don't have to like hard read it. It's the big thing.
I thought he was gonna Wavedash off the platform and down air. That's what I was expecting. I would have died right there from that percent.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's just you don't have to like read it, if that makes sense too. Like you can just react. But they could have also done wave on the platform back air, which is unreactable. So I do like shielding here in general anyways, but you don't want to like power shield grab as like your main if you're gonna do the power shield stuff, you definitely want to be clicking rest in general. But once you realize that your thing did not actually like work, you can't go for the next step, if that makes sense. So let's say you think that you were going to get a power shield grab here. You cannot go for the grab if you don't get the power shield. Another situation is, let's say Sheik is going to go for like a crouch cancel. You think Sheik is going to down smash you, and you're in crouch, and you're just going to try and like F smash her because she's at high percent or something, right? So Sheik, instead of going for a down smash, she goes for a down tilt, and then you're like, well, should I still click the F smash? No, because that doesn't work against Sheik's down tilt. You have to do a different option. So I would just be really cognizant when you're going for these types of setups. And just like be prepared that what you're thinking is going to happen is not going to actually happen, and then readjusting yourself. So once I notice that I don't get the power shield grab here, I'm like, well, I can't go for grab anymore. My options are basically the same as well on the table. Honestly, I might be able to up air here. Is the third thing I'm thinking of here once I don't get the power shield grab. So I'm like, well, instead of grabbing, I'll just do up air out of shield. That's probably what I would do here. Or I could just get rid of the situation entirely, just roll away. Those are like the two things I'm thinking right now, instead of like going for the grab, even though I didn't actually get the first part of it. Wasn't the best DI, but I don't think you could have lived it anyways. When I'm attacking the ledge like this, especially when I have invincibility, you have to use down air instead. It's sniping the ledge. Using Nair doesn't really hit the ledge. But do you think he was gonna like roll or something? Is that why you used Nair, or did you try and hit the ledge with Nair?
I'm trying to edge cancel, then immediately go back.
Oh, okay. Well, you could. Okay, so down air the ledge is one option here instead of doing this edge cancel stuff, but Puff isn't fast enough where she can cover a lot of things by doing these types of like baiting type of gameplay. She just isn't. So you can't really do this edge cancel like turnaround stuff. If this was like neutral or something and the character was right here and you were like trying to do some crazy like shield bait, which I do like a lot against like Samus and stuff, like I would understand that. But like when I'm just trying to use my invincibility, I don't have a lot of time. I only have like not that much time at all, because like Puff is so slow. I just can't really. I have to get into jump squat to even use an aerial, and that's 5 frames. It's like whenever I'm in invincibility, I'm trying to get a hard read and then just be done with it. I can't really like use like baiting type of like options here. I have to just hard read their option and just hope I'm correct. In terms of this situation, it's kind of similar to the Ganondorf on top platform earlier, where it's kind of too far away. This one was ambiguous though, whether you could have actually punished it or not. Realistically though, I'm trying to punish jumps with up air, and if I don't react in time for the jump to punish that with up air or hard read it, then I'm not going to up air that jump at all, because if I try and up air the jump like you do right here, then I get stomped. So instead of getting stomped right here, I would either be crouching and waiting for a move to come out and just whiff punishing with back air or up air. That's probably my number one situation here. Or I'd be trying to like F smash or something like the landing. Those are the two options here, instead of trying to like hit in between, because like Puff just doesn't have enough time vertically to actually reach a character that's higher above her in most situations before they can throw out like an aerial. Like let's say this is Luigi or something too, right? Luigi jumps into the air and you try and go for this up air, Luigi just goes for down air, or nair or something like that, and just beats you, right? So it's kind of the same thing with every character. Or let's say this was Peach too. Peach jumps up here, you try and go for an up air, and Peach throws out her down air, and then you just jump into the down air and get naired. So like that's a pretty big thing in terms of Puff. She's just too slow to like actually get this type of like up air. So you have to punish what they do after in most situations. I actually really like this Wavedash Crossup stuff. It's this was really good. I would have done a dash attack here or a forward smash though. If I'm gonna ever use this, yeah.
I was going for the forward air edge cancel rest.
Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, I don't really, especially when I'm down against Ganon, which can kill me at 20% off of rest punish. I would not do that at this percent. I probably wouldn't do it in general just because the risk is I think I would just die. I think I would literally edge cancel off the stage and die probably with the rest, and I would just be sad. So I would just rather do it for forward smash and then try and get my lead back, and that would have been fine. But yeah, you did this crazy edge cancel against Peach too. It was bizarre. So I understand what you're going for now. Also, in terms of fair, a lot of the times you'll just get this weak fair, which just won't work in your favor, which is why you have to be a lot closer to use fair. And in that situation, in terms of being close and using fair, you want to use it when you're trying to like stuff a character, not really trying to like do this type of edge cancel stuff. You maybe could have done this with like down air or something, maybe. I don't know. If you're gonna do this, I would probably use down air or use nair. I wouldn't do that, but that's just what I'd recommend. When I would just whiff punish a B move is like a falling up air or pound, or rest if I can. I couldn't do rest. I probably couldn't do pound. I probably could be able to do falling up air. If I can't get the falling up air and they can shield, then I would just do crouch after and then avoid punish. This was another situation where you thought like move a combo into up tilt, but it just doesn't. That's just big. Okay. Bad DI again. I feel like your DIing is like pretty off against Ganondorf. I feel like you're holding like away too much. Like if you just hold in against Ganondorf, DI wise, you can't die. It's not like he has like Falcon's like double knee potential, so he can't like just do fair. Just can't. That just doesn't work. So just holding it against Ganondorf isn't really gonna be bad. The only time it would be bad is if like getting double up air, but like he's not going for up air, right? He's going for forward air. So there's no possible way he could get an up air after the forward air. So I'll just be more cognizant about your DI here. In terms of recovery too, I'd rather have the option of being able to go high around most characters, just as an in general thing. And when I'm recovering, I'm using back air, so I don't lose that much height because fair lasts longer. So I'm using more height while I use fair, and I'm also using more jumps. So I'd rather be using back air here. Against Ganondorf, going to ledge is very scary, which is why going high is really good. At least when you go high, it forces them to try and up air you, and their up air is not really like easy to pull off, so you could potentially land top platform a lot versus Ganon because they just can't reach you in time. They're just too slow on the ground comparatively to Falcon. Like against Falcon, like landing here as a like one of your main mix-ups is pretty good, but against Ganondorf, when he's holding the ledge like this, basically covering it completely with back air, I just can't really go to ledge here. I'd have to go high almost every time. But you limited yourself being able to go high with the way that you drifted. And use your jumps. Miss Waveland, I guess. Okay, so that back air attempt I actually kind of liked it. I like that one. It was kind of different than what you were saying the last time in terms of like the Dair Edgecancel stuff. It was more about trying to get him off the ledge and then back air him from coming on. I guess you could do the same thing with an edge cancel, but it's a lot different when you don't have to like basically reveal your intentions early with the Nair. The Nair completely reveals your intentions, while this does not. You could have like in your drift, you could have gone this way and been here, right? But when you Nair, you can't really do the same thing in terms of height. What were you saying?
No. Could I have like grabbed there instead? Or, like gone for like a grab instead of the back air?
This back air?
Yeah.
I mean, if you decided to land on stage instead of going off stage, yeah, I guess you could have. gone for a grab. He could have gone for a turnaround grab. I would have had time to do that. But that was just like, again, you kind of like you just missed the hard read that time. But yeah, you could have landing grabbed. Okay. Okay, so you land here and you crouch, but you go for this like F tilt. I assume that was. What do you think, it was dash attack or forward smash, or do you think you tried F tilt?
I tried to F tilt most likely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely can up tilt here. You can't F tilt. So again, whenever I'm crouching here, I'm trying to go for a crouch power shield. Not necessarily get a rest out of it, just because I can react to a character like Ganondorf jumping at me and being able to shield when he goes for an aerial. That's kind of what happens here. I could also, instead of just sitting in crouch and waiting to get hit on shield, I could just wave dash away, or wave dash cross him up and then forward smash him for going for such a committal area like forward air. That's also an option here too. I'd probably, in most situations, when he's around 50-ish, I'd probably rather be going for a wave dash situation there than sitting in crouch. So I'd wave dash away, forward smash, wave dash cross him up, forward smash, because then he gets sent off stage from the forward smash, and that's a pretty good spot for me. Yeah, I like going for up air there off the edge cancel is good. You kind of like let Ganondorf cross you up, which isn't good here. In general, you don't want to let most floaty characters, or I'd say most characters in the entire game, kind of the goal of edge guarding or like juggling is to not let them get back center on you. And by doing this such a like a committal forward air, you kind of let Ganondorf get back on center on you. So instead here, you could do a back air in this spot. Maybe he doesn't jump out of it, so that's kind of what that covers. I would expect, though, Ganondorf to jump out of that move, and then I would be kind of just full hopped right here, double jump, and then kind of get horizontal with him, and then just backer him when he goes to the stump, and then I would just hit him and kill him that way. You do get the kill anyways, because you punished him going for a stomp, and then go for a back air. I don't know why you went back to center stage, though. Like, right here. There's, like, no reason to go, like, back to center. Do you understand why?
Well, I see his up B animation.
Yeah, but like once you hit this back air, you could just like keep like going off stage with him, you know. But once you, and even right here, you could still keep going off stage with him. So you go right here, and then you just sit right there. You could potentially go off stage. It was a little bit lenient whether you could have gone off stage or not because you missed your opportunity initially. But let's say you decide not to go off stage there, you could just, once you wait for the up B to start up, and then you just fair or down air the ledge, either one, and then you just weak fair, kill him, and he's dead. But like going for that type of back air, if this was not Yoshi's, this would be a lot harder to hit for sure too. But also this lets him potentially drift around you, just due to how tight back air is comparatively to fair and down air. So I'd have rather just been more aggressive on the edge guard for sure. It's actually funny. It's crazy when I was watching this. I was like, man, I just like do this like type of stuff, and I just feel bad just for instilling it onto people. Like, so okay, so the first wave dash away was really good. I like doing like wave dash cross up stuff whenever I have invincibility on some characters. In this case, it's really good. The first wave dash away. Once I do this wave dash away, I know that he's still invincible, so I just be right here. There's nothing that Ganondorf can do when I'm right here. He can't do like. He has to like jump in the air and forward air to try and hit me, or like run up jab is like his options here. So like, or dash attack or something, right? Or like down B. So like I know I can't get hit, so like I shouldn't like immediately go back to him when he's invincible and try and like hit him. I don't know if you're like, we're not like thinking too hard about where his like positioning was, and that's why he went back here or what. But realistically, once I get the cross up on him, I'm really happy and just waiting for invincibility run out, and I have him cornered. So that's just.
I usually run back at them. It's a bad habit.
Yeah. Against like.
A lot like that.
Yeah, against like Fox or something, like this wouldn't be bad. Like doing the cross up first and then going back, because they might try and like run up smash or something, or like run up grab. But against Ganondorf, he literally cannot even punish you if you do that cross up to center stage, unless he hard read the cross up initially and then like forward air, right? But because he's not Fox or like Falcon or Falco with laser, he just cannot punish you for crossing him up like that unless he hard read it initially. So there's no reason to come back. Again, you're using so many jumps here, so you had to go ledge, go low, and potentially died. Yeah, this pound again was really scary. I'm surprised Cow 5 didn't cover this, which is crazy. Sometimes this will work in terms of like pounding them back airing in this spot, but realistically, risk reward wise, you will die. Like I would say 4 out of 5 times here. You got the 1 out of 5 where you don't die. I would say if you're gonna use this pound against any character in the spot, use it against Sheik doing this type of waveland stuff, because when Sheik hits you with her back air, you're not gonna die off of it usually. But Ganondorf's back air is going to kill you at 66 if you do not get this pound. So I think risk reward wise, this was not good to go for. Also, again, he jumped out of the pound too, so you could have done pound and then done a jump up air read, which would have been really good. It's like against Ganondorf, majority of the time, just expect them to jump and then just up air them. And again, if it doesn't knock down, then you just take your hit and be gone with it and then leave. If it does knock down, then see if you can get an up air rest. If you can't, then go for like a back air off stage type of situation. That would be really good. Yeah, you kind of ran out of jumps here. Did you not land after? Okay, you landed there. Yeah, this is another situation where you went for this type of nair. That was the whole entire problem here. If you didn't went for that nair and just like took the jab on shield, went for like a roll or something, just gotten out of there. Or maybe you could have tried to shield grab or like just stay in shield. That would have been good, but going for nair just like led to a trade, so it's not good. In terms of the recovery, it was like fine. Honestly, he just hard read you here, and there's little you could have done. But at the same time, what you can do whenever you're recovering is basically against characters that have big moves and they're very big committals, like Ganondorf, Falcon, Falco, any character that has to like fully commit with like a double jump or something like that to hit you, you can just sit outside of the range of that and then wait for them to do it and then weave around them and come back to center. Because they're not really, your objective here is to try and hit Ganondorf and put him back in a center stage with your back airs. It's more about positioning yourself in good spots and not using too much of your height, and also making it kind of look like you could try and back air them to come back, but you're not really trying to do that ever when you're recovering. I actually do like going for this upper read, like I was saying. This was good. It was actually kind of like okay though to not go for it. Let's say if this was like a nair, I would have rather done it against nair just because he's forced to jump out of that. But against forward air, his intention was to crouch cancel you anyways at this percent. But you can't really like directly crouch cancel nair in the same way. So I don't really like it as much as a forward air option. I'd rather do it against as a nair option. I'd rather just click rest here. I don't die at 0 to anything Ganondorf does, so I'll just be resting here and just hopefully I can win neutral enough so the game is back to being winnable again. If not, then I'll just accept it, but I'm not using down air to punish here. I'd be grabbing, forward smashing, dash attack, and I'm not resting. That's actually crazy you're able to get an up tilt there. That was ridiculous. Okay, you get this up air. I mean, this would, I was actually sitting up air because that's what I would be doing here. So, whenever I'm juggling Ganondorf, I'd rather up air him until he's like around 60%. So, I would just go for one up air here, and then I would start just comboing him to back air. Because if I go for back air early, he's going to slide off. Like, I think he thought he was going to slide off here, but it doesn't really matter anyways. He's able to get a stomp out. But you got like, you did get the back air, but you just let him get back to center because it didn't send him that far from the initial back air. So usually with Ganondorf, you kind of don't want him to stay close to you. You want him to basically be in an unwinnable situation, so he's above you with no jumps, in which case you want to either like get him, basically forcing him off stage, and the best way to do that is to get him around 70% and just back air him in the middle of your up air chain, essentially. You basically let him cross you up here on the up B, so it's why it was awkward. So the initial, that back air wasn't bad for sure, but once you whiffed like this, don't go for this type of forward air. Like, I don't really know what this was trying to go for. Okay, so when you miss this back air, this was just a recognition thing. I was talking about it earlier in terms of you don't know like when the move will combo or not. You could have gotten hit by the up B intentionally. You could have just like double jumped into the up B and that could have worked and just reset the edge guard that way. But instead, you could have just gone for like just a double jump here instead of doing this forward air and just drifted towards Sage. And he can't really like do that much about it. But the biggest thing is you don't want to like have him be an opportunity to just come back like this. But if you just like drifted towards stage, he's like, oh, okay, well, if I'm drifting towards stage with the intention of like not having an aerial thrown out, because you had a forward air thrown out, he knows that he can't get hit there, right? So that's why he just drifts really high and he just knows he can't get hit. But if he double jumped towards stage, he might have thought maybe I can get upward here and not land, and he would have just like gone back instead of hard committing to stage, and then you could have just hit him with a back air there. And it just basically makes it so like he can't effectively cross you up if you don't have like a move out like that. Got another pound trade. It was really awkward, but it worked out. Okay, so instead of doing this like Wavedash stuff, once the invincibility ends, or just in general when you're really close to a character that's very tall, so Ganondorf, Sheik, not really Sheik as much, Ganondorf, Marth, Falcon, those big three, against these types of characters, when I'm like in this type of close situation to them, I like going for full hop auto cancel down air because it catches their dash, it catches their jump usually, and it puts them in a lot of hit stun because the fact that they're tall means that they're gonna get hit by multiple hits of the drill, whereas like someone like Fox, for instance, they're very short, so they're not really gonna hit by every hit of the drill here. So I'll go for full hop auto cancel down air. So by the time the move is done, I can go for an up tilt once it's done, which is kind of a way to get an up tilt. It's cheesy, kind of in the vein of going for the Powershield rest stuff, where it's not a real mix up anymore. But you can go for the up tilt because they have to dash out. Or like jab out or something like that if they're Ganondorf to actually escape the combo. But if they don't know that, then you can just up tilt them, and you can just do up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up air, back air, back air, back air, and potentially just take a stock off of just one interaction. So I really like full up auto cancel down air when I'm this close to these tall characters, instead of like trying to like wave dash in, wave dash back type of situation. Okay, got another pound. Didn't really knock him down that time. Okay, I really like this back air up tilt. This is really good. Again, comboing with up air here instead of going for a back air. What was this fair? I don't know what that fair was. I'm trying to think. Do you know why you fared here?
Dair Edgecancel, most likely.
Oh, okay.
It's in the air, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
And he's in the air, so he's most likely going to be holding up of some kind.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, but like, at the same time, going for that, you're just gonna just lose the game, usually. Because most people will hold down when they're gonna get rested. But also, like, let's say, like, they didn't even get the star KO, you would just, like, they would just fall in back air. And, like, let's say you got this screen, like, splatter, like, KO, then they could actually still have enough time to just, like, fall in back air you, even with the... So, yeah, because, like, Ganondorf's really, like, he's slow, but, like, you can definitely shield drop back air and kill Puff, for sure, off of spawn, or just drop through back air, either one. Yeah, I think that was really greedy. You should have just continued the back air. That was really weird. Back air. Just go for the third one. That would have been good. It's like, you don't have to really worry about, like, dying here. Because he did a DI where you can just literally back air again and not have to double jump, I'm pretty sure. I think if you back air again and not double jumped, you could just still, like... worst case scenario, if you had to use a jump here, you could just do double jump back air and just, like, float to ledge. And let's say you didn't have any jumps here, you just go for a back air and then just do pounds to, like, to save yourself, and then just, like, air dodge back on. So I feel like you just, like, use ledge too much, or, like, kind of give up, like, just being able to wall pain someone sometimes. In terms of his, like, edge guarding in general, though, it's pretty simple, but in most situations, whenever he goes for down B, you just want to back air the spot where the down B ends, Or if he's this low like this, you knew that Randall was a thing here, but if I know that Randall's a thing, I'm not going to try and stage spike him like this. I'm going to want to just wait for him to land on Randall and then just backer him is probably what I would do. But you tried to like stage spike, because if he stage spiked and went for a tech here, it would have been pretty bad. You kind of like, I don't want to say got lucky with the forward air, but you basically put him in a spot where you had to refresh your jumps because you used like too many, and then he was able to land on Randall again, and you weren't able to whiff punish because you were trying to get back to the ledge. Again, this is a situation when we tried to cross him up. If he didn't cross up here and then just like did a safe back air on shield and then and just drifted back after, he could literally not punish you here. So that's another big thing about crossing up. Just does not really work against Ganondorf especially. Alright. Okay. Look at my notes really quick before, but you have any questions on Ganon before I like do a little bit of Peach?
I think so how do I do like down air combos on that? I've not been able to do that, and I've not been able to hit down air rest mostly, honestly. Like down air edge cancel rest. I can hit the teeter. I can hit like not the teeter. The spike stun rest. I can hit that.
Yeah.
On multiple characters. I can hit on the one that you jump, but you run up and then do the rest afterward.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I can't hit edge cancel rest, and I know it's really good. Comparatively to forward air rest.
I actually think forward air rest is basically not cheese. Well, are you talking about edge cancel forward air rest?
No, I'm talking about
like if they just like DI in on your forward air and you rest them.
No, I mean combo into it. I can do that one sometimes, and I can like down air rest, edge cancel rest. I can't hit for some reason. Down air, edge cancel rest.
Well, it's because those two things are basically cheese. IMO. I've seen Puffs do it and stuff, but there's a difference between like it's kind of similar on the vein of the Powershield stuff, where it's just like a gimmick or whatever. Like I literally think I've heard Toussaint call that stuff a gimmick, and like they're one of the people that I've seen use it the most. So clearly, like it's just not like that good, in my opinion. Like if it was like things like that, if they are that good, you'd be seeing Hungry Bucks use them. Like Hungry Bucks is like, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna start practicing like reaction tech chase rest because he knows that it's that good. Like there's a thing about Puff where you don't have to implement some things because they just aren't like realistically practical, and like a lot of those types of stuff is like you'd rather just be working on L cancels and like just practical combo game stuff rather than going for like edge cancel down air stuff, because like, or edge cancel forward air stuff, because it's just like it just is so situational and it's so hard to like pull off correctly. It's like risk reward wise against some of these characters like Peach, like yeah, I get it, but I still think like I wouldn't ever like tell someone like, yeah, you should go practice your like edge cancel down airs like ever. I think they're too inconsistent.
I know it's not practical, but it does seem fun to like explore it for a while. See how far I can go with it.
Yeah. I would
If it doesn't work for a long enough time, then I'll just go to more of a defensive Puff idea.
Yeah.
Offensive is gonna work like next year or two from over that period. Like see how that goes. Like,
okay.
3 years, see how it goes overall, and then see if I gotta go to defensive.
Well, man, Puff isn't really like a black and white character in terms of you're an aggressor, you're a defensor. It's more about like picking your spots. What were you about to say?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you want to be in a spot that you're always gonna be advantageous.
Yeah. So it's not like one or the other. Like it's more about like, oh, if like, well, when I'm playing against Fox and like he's at low percent, I'd rather be trying to get close to him and grab him or put him in the corner and throw him off stage with a back throw or something, rather than just like playing in the corner and trying to like back air a bunch and just taking laser damage. Like that's just like it's like more about like intuitive spots. You'd rather be the aggressor than
it's like zones. It's like zones. You're like trying to zone your opponent. You want to be in the correct zone. Cover that.
Yeah, you can put it that way. That makes sense. But yeah, we'll go over Peach for a little bit. What's your like thought process on this matchup?
You might have the Peach. If they're more aggressive than or if they're more defensive, I'm expecting down smashes. I'm expecting it to be longer, and they're gonna try to and then you down air or down smash when they have to.
Okay, yeah, those are like definitely like two like types of Peaches. One that like spams down smash a bunch, and one that like actually tries to play the game. But in terms of this matchup, I'll definitely watch fiction videos because I think his content is very good on this character for some reason. He's very good at Peach Puff. I don't get it. But how it works essentially is that Peach, he describes it as like a cone of threat where basically Peach can only hit where her nair goes. So if she goes for a jump nair, she's like around this distance and this distance this way, and you want to stay outside of her nair range basically at all times. Yeah, so that's
I've seen the images on that where it's like a cone.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so how I play it in terms of like adapting on that knowledge, I'm like whenever I'm up against Peach, I am outside of the cone completely. And whenever I am kind of like either down against Peach or about to be down against Peach, I am playing on the tangent line of the cone, so directly on the border, because it looks like I'm going to be inside of the cone at all times. So that's kind of how I think about it, the matchup. And in general, I'm also taking a lot of risks in a lot of situations, like in terms of like I'm trying to go for rest setups. I'm trying to use down air really optimally, like insanely. Like I'm trying to go for like, if I can, like Peach whiffs a down smash, I'm going to go for like down air, down air, down air rest, or like down air, down air, down air up smash, something like that. Like I think those types of risk reward stuff are pretty good in this matchup. But going into this, oh wow, just skip to a down smash. It's crazy. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't really like Wavedash like too much against Peach. The only situations I really want to be wave dashing around on the ground is when Peach is floating above me. Because if Peach floats above me, then she has to basically pick a direction where she wants to land. She can't really stay up there forever, right? So she either has to land in front of me or behind me. So I can just cross up with my wave dash behind me if I think she's only gonna cover in front of me, which most Peaches do. So I can just use wave dash that way. That's basically the only time I'm really using wave dash in this matchup. Pretty much. In other situations, it's mainly to like, if I got like a nair comboing wave dash up smash something like that, like that's what I'll do. Like that's the only other times I'm gonna be using nair like wave dash stuff. That's pretty much it. But yeah, using it like besides that is like not great because it just makes it so that you're not in the air using a back air, which is just like the best place to be, because using back air and just like trying to do like box her out or get her into a better spot is just really good. I don't really like going for like falling up air stuff against Peach because she'll be holding down every time or shielding, so this type of stuff doesn't really work. She could have just naired out a shield and that would have been better for her, but she went for back air and she got down smash somehow, which is crazy. I think you could have DI'd that back air away and out. You could have probably just not got down smash there. There was no reason to be holding in. Again, this is a situation where I want to be turning around to recover. Whenever I'm trying to getting out of the corner versus anybody, I'm not trying to hit them. So against Peach, also you dipped really low here, so you had less options. And against Peach, I'm seeing if I can cross out the Peach is a big one. If the Peach lets me cross her up, I am living the life. Those Peaches are so easy to beat. So I always usually test them very early on. So when I'm recovering here against a Peach, I don't think that Peach is going to let me cross me up. I am just going to literally float around her. And if she tries to go for like a nair over here, I'm just like, okay, every time now, I will cross her up for infinity. Usually against good Peaches like Lod, they won't let you cross them up. So it's very player dependent whether they let you cross them up or not, if they're playing the matchup correctly. So if I notice they're not playing the matchup correctly, I'm just going to go high and cross them up every time. If they are playing the matchup correctly, they'll be able to throw turnips, use their up air, and basically box you out. So in that case, you're going to have to land ledge a lot and trying to like turn a winner backwards, gain height, back air, spacing around their cone, trying to not get hit, playing so that they think they can actually get in there, they go up for it, you just weave around them, get back to center, everything's good. But yeah, I did not like the way you're covered here, realistically. Like this Peach completely let you cross them up. They actually tried to go for the upper stuff, they just completely messed it up too. Like that. Right here, when I see them whiff that up air, I am just floating the top platform. I'm just completely fine. I assume this was probably trying to do like an edge cancel down air rest stuff, is what I imagine. But
no, that was going for just up tilt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, down or up tilt isn't really like combo realistically. I guess like teeter cancel, because like in this spot you didn't get a teeter cancel at all, or like an edge cancel, so this is just not a true combo. But yeah, if it was a teeter cancel, it kind of would have worked. But realistically, they can probably just still like mash down smash out of this, or like at least get like a shield up in a lot of situations. I don't know why you didn't click rest when you get an up tilt. Generally, they have to air dodge out of this setup, and if they don't air dodge out, which you can react to actually, kind of not really. I mean, it's like kind of reactable, but I would just literally click rest here, and if I get hit out of this, whatever, I don't die at 65%, and that's awesome. It's like you have to like definitely play risk reward a lot whenever you're going for up tilts, up airs, and stuff like that. I'm actually pretty down to just go for rest here. This was another spot I kind of would go for rest and not go for a shield grab. If I know the Peach isn't really going to click a move on me and like going through my shield or something like that, I'm just down to click rest at a shield. The only point this would be bad at is if they actually went for like a flow cancel nair earlier, or like flow cancel fair earlier, so they couldn't they'd be able to go for like a down smash after, which I can't rest. So yeah, in this spot I definitely like just rest out of shield. If I'm going to use a shield grab like this, I would rather be clicking rest in almost like every situation. Also, if they miss a tech like this, I'd rather be going for rest again. It's a lot about like optimizing when you can go for rest as well against Peach. Because like especially when you're down like this, you want to be able to get opportunities to come back. Another opportunity to come back is going for up throw instead of forward throw, because up throw lets you basically juggle Peach in the air, and if they can't come down, you could just again kind of like Ganondorf transfer to a back air and then wall them off stage. But yeah, if you forward throw, they just come back to stage for free without basically anything happening, and they actually can act out and hit you pretty early. I don't really like rollout when recovering at all, just because they can just go off stage and get hit by the rollout, and you die, and they live. It's really frustrating. Also, they can down to the ledge right here too. Instead of doing for the snare, they down to the ledge. The rollout does not beat the down air, and you just get nared. You literally die. So don't do rollout against Peach.
Okay.
So yeah, does not work. I don't really like it in general in most matchups. I actually kind of like it against like the Ditto, ironically enough, because I think Puff has a hard time dealing with it in some situations. And sometimes it's actually pretty good to do against Puff because you can trade against it, and they die very early to roll out. So I like it in the Ditto sometimes. That was a good dash tech. But you like give up the ledge whenever. So you hit this dash tech, they go to ledge. You go for this preemptive back row, which doesn't make sense. In this situation, you're kind of just like reacting to their ledge options. You're basically playing Smash Ultimate. In which case you were trying to react to the roll, which you'd rest, forward smash, or just back air as well too. Grab it. You have to wait for their like turn, like their let go of ledge, jump, nair type of setup. They can like float. They can like let go of ledge, double jump backwards, and float is an option. They can get up attack. They can neutral get up. So basically, your spacing outside of the get up attack is usually, so I'll be like about here. Because I want to be close enough off stage where I can hit them for jumping away and trying to float and get back to stage that way. Because that's their safest option usually, because they have more options in float. They can go back to ledge if they don't like the scenario, and they can try and hit you for hitting them. But if they're on ledge and they're trying to like roll or gab attack or something like that, they have no options if you hard read it. So basically, I like being around here so I don't get hit by the gab attack, and then being able to cover their options. Sometimes it requires hard reads, I will say, because like the ledge jump stuff can sometimes be really hard to cover with a reaction. So it's a lot about knowing what the Peach wants to do. But yeah, in general, I don't like being this far away because it lets them just do this as well too, which is annoying. The way you beat like their Parasol stuff to ledge is you can try and like chump check it, and then like try and like sometimes you can actually like crouch cancel wrist the Parasol. Sometimes it's really weird. I've seen HBox too like a couple times. But that requires missed execution on Peach usually. But the safest way is usually just space around the Parasol and just back air it. And that's, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that with Fox, right? Also, with his up B if they go over ledge.
Yeah, you can like crouch cancel rest his up B in some situations, yeah. That's a little bit different than this one. I'm trying to think of another character. It's like kind of like Marth up being the ledge, but you can't rest Marth's up B. But you can back air it if he mistimes it and misspaces the ledge grab. So it's basically the same concept as Marth, but against Peach you can sometimes rest it. but it's a little bit harder to hit a backer on it.
Can you CC down air instead?
Not really. You don't have enough time to do anything outside of rest is usually how it works, in terms of Peach's Parasol. In this spot, usually you want to be directly horizontal to Peach is just kind of a general rule of thumb, as well as the cone stuff. Because if you try and attack her air to air like this when she's above you, you kind of will lose a lot of the time. Like, you should have lost here. It's pretty crazy you won this interaction. Once Peach gets into float like that, and I'm not directly horizontal to her, that's why I'm using the Wavedash stuff like I was talking about earlier. But realistically, I would have just full hopped and been ready to intercept her in the air and just backered her in the air that way, rather than trying to jump at her when she's already in the air and float. And that's a scary spot to be in. So that's definitely a very scary situation, but you got out of it. What happened here? You back off again. This was ambiguous whether she was going to be able to get to ledge or not. I thought she was going to be on ledge here personally with the hit, so I'd have been closer. But when you're this spaced, this would be another good spot to just wave dash as well too, because they aren't going to really shield drop. Peaches have no idea what shield drop even is, so they're not going to shield drop here. So they're going to just always just run off the platform with them there. So I could actually do a wave dash and just like forward smash them for landing here. That would have worked. Down air into down air into down air into rest. That's a big thing here. Down air up smash and down air rest against Peach is so good. It's like you have to use it or you're just gonna auto lose every game. So just like down air up tilt isn't like an actual combo. So besides the Dair cancel stuff, like very niche situation, just don't do like down air up tilt against floaties. You just want to use down air into another down air, which is pretty hard, low key. It takes like a lot of grinding, but like if you use down air to down air into rest, if you can get the right animation or doing the dash jump stuff like you're saying earlier, that's really good versus Peach.
Is it L canceled? Is that the one, or is it auto canceled?
You can't auto cancel that down air, so you have to use an L cancel down air. Yeah, you can't use full hop auto cancel down air versus Peach. Just does not work.
Okay.
Okay, once I hit her away like this, I'm going to get directly horizontal, so I'm just jumping. I'm full hopping, and I'm going to be on a horizontal situation to her, not a vertical one. You're trying to shield grab for some reason, probably backer.
Yeah, I forgot which one we grabbed.
You're trying to grab the turnip, yeah. Puff's turnip throw sucks, so it's like not that great. The turnip, you can actually turnip into rest, which is kind of interesting. I don't really like having a turnip unless I can literally turnip rest like 10% or like whenever rest kills. Like I just don't like holding a turnip unless it's gonna lead to a kill with rest.
I'm trying to learn her turnip kit. Trying to learn how that works. Well, trying to see if I can actually do turnip combos like backer or something.
Yeah, like there's this one clip of like two saying doing this like really weird thing with pound. I think like besides turnip to rest, like that's the only time like turnips are really good with Puff, but even then it's still not like an easy thing to actually pull off. I kind of just throw a turnip and just go for rest and hopefully it works is how I think about it in a lot of situations. When she's doing these types of like floats, like these like small floats, I don't really want to like jump into them. I'd rather just like roll away if I can right away, and then get into a situation where she either whiffs a big move like forward air or down smash and like that. That would be nice. If I don't have enough time to roll away, like you did not, I don't think you had enough time to roll away there. I would stay in shield, and then I would roll probably the second I get hit on shield. If they hard read my roll with like a float and up air or something like that, now I know for next time that they're going to hard read my roll. And like I was talking about earlier with resting, if they're not going to click down smash, then I would just rest at a shield next time and just like get a kill. And it's just really good. It's like getting them to hard read your rolls is really nice because of the opportunity to rest. So that's basically anything I'm thinking about. What happened here? I would just down air this at this percent. I wouldn't try and like back air whip punish this. Also, because of she was angling her shield down too at this situation, could have potentially gone for a shield poke down air. This is completely fine neutral for sure. It was fine because this Peach has shown they are going to go for these types of like really aggressive options and not try and wall you out. So crossing up is pretty good here. But again, at this percent, I'm going for down air more because going for forward air means I just have to set up an edge guard anyways. I'd rather just go for a kill off of a down air anyways. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with the SD. Off of it. Like, I think you're just like going for an L cancel and there's no double tap, but there actually might be a double tap and you're just killing yourself that way too. Yeah, I'd be literally just spamming down, especially when I'm invincible. When I'm invincible, I love going for down air because that means I can't get down smashed out of it. So I'm just spamming down air right now. I'm potentially gonna kill on Beach. Whenever she hits you with down air, when you're in shield like this, sometimes you can up smash out of shield in between the hits, and that's like an option here. But realistically, I want to roll away. What's the best option? Don't try and snipe the edge grab, which is I think is what you were trying to do here with this jump. I don't know what else you could be doing here besides trying to grab ledge on her. It's not really like a thing you can do against Peaches up B. It's just like that hitbox. That hitbox is ridiculous in terms of trying to like grab ledge on her, so I wouldn't really try and snipe edge. If you want to do anything like insanely aggressive besides the things I was talking about earlier, you could potentially trying to like
trying to hit her fingers. I'm trying to hit her finger. Because her fingers are, you can hit her fingers, right? If her
yeah.
Goes above, right?
Yeah, usually like this was not a perfect parasol. Like this, like I was saying about turns of like staying outside of the range, just back airing it, is like pretty good. Or like trying to crouch cancel rest like right here or something like that. But again, crouch cancel rest sometimes just not work. And I'd rather just go for a back air and just try and just basically play it like as safe as possible. Because I have her in such a bad spot. Like resting eliminates my entire bad spot for her completely. And she still has to get back to stage. That takes a while too. Again, you tried to back air her mid parasol. Not mid parasol, mid float. This is a bit scary. I'd rather just up air this, honestly, if I'm going to attack this like this anyways. They're the same in terms of timing wise, but up air at least like if she just stays in float or like she tries to like nair or something, I think up air will just trade favorably more. So I'd rather up air. I'm gonna go for an aerial here. Also, the up air is pretty good if you if they jump too. If they're slower on their approach too, I'd rather be up airing. Because up airing Peach jumping on reaction is really, really good. It's really good around platforms like shield drop up air situations. Reading that they're going to jump onto the platform and you're below the platform and you just up air them for that. It's also really good too. What happened here? I do not like this type of down air. I would have just like gone back to stage because I know that Peach is going to be able to act out of it faster than me. So yeah, I would have just, in this spot, just forward aired, just kept jumping away. Just kept jumping. That would have been completely fun. And not tried to land. Use back out of shield here. When she's facing behind you like this and you're facing behind, that's the only way to punish down smash on shield. At least as far as I know. I don't think you can ever rest that. You can rest usually when both of you are facing each other with the down smash. It's pretty frame tight though, realistically. Again, you put yourself really low so you have less options here. You got a crazy up air timing, that was ridiculous. Okay, you tried to grab edge again on that, doesn't really work. And this is ridiculous. I just like, when I saw this, I was like, wow, what am I watching? That was crazy. I would have probably done it more. If I was going to do this, I would actually use the down air stuff and just be more consistent about it. So I'd probably do down air edge cancel here.
Yeah, I don't know how down air rest works, really. I just do the two that I thought sold out, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, realistically, because if I'm using down air here, I can time it a little bit better so I don't have to hope that I get an edge cancel here. Because this is like kind of the most parade thing I've ever seen. Because if I go for down air here and I know that I can't actually like, down air is nice because you basically get to control when you land on the edge or not, or where you land on the edge. Whereas fair, it's not the same way. It's a lot harder to control mid drift. Whereas down air is a little bit easier to control mid drift. So I'd rather use down air if I'm going to use like the kind of cheese option like this. Oh my god, that is so sad. I actually don't mind Nair like this. I don't really like him that much against Ganon. I like it against Peach when she's really close to me and there's nothing else for me to do. I can't use full hop auto cancel down air against Peach. She's not tall enough for it to make it usable against her. So I'd rather just Nair and just get out of there. That's pretty fun. You went for an up tilt. It didn't really true combo, but it's okay. This also didn't really true combo, but they didn't even do the right option. They can't back her out of this. They have to Nair out of your rest setup. So the fact that they didn't...
That's not true.
Yeah, this back, they should have definitely been able to rest. I mean, you should have been able to rest here. You just messed it up. So I've just labbed that a little bit more. Also, you could just, if you think they are going to air dodge again, you can just hard read the air dodge and just rest the air dodge. But, yeah, no, they can't get it back out in time. You messed up for sure here. Okay. I actually kind of like that Upsmash, but I'd rather dash attack when they have a Turnip, if anything, just to send them off stage. This is really, really bizarre. Okay. There is no reason to say, like, dash, wave, dash stuff. This is just ridiculous. I would have just backered or just, like, stayed outside of the cone, just, like, hit a backer. Again, I'd rather forward smash when they've whiffed one of their big moves rather than doing it preemptively. They don't have a Fox dash, so that's why I don't really like that, because they could just click Nair because you're inside their cone. So it's like, realistically, you should get hit there. That backer timing was good. You didn't get the actual confirm off the down air. This was really good though, but you have to time it so you're hitting the feet right here. That's kind of what you're always poking for. Whenever you're using down air in most matchups, you're trying to hit the back of their feet.
I must have missed the feet.
Yeah. I think you try to fast fall this too. You don't really want to fast fall most of your down airs whenever you're trying to use like down air no smash and stuff like that. So you went for a fast fall.
I'm trying to. I thought I was gonna try to hit the. Oh no. One that's dealing with going up in the air. I don't remember. Where you hit the feet and then they go up in the air.
Like, yeah, Spike Stun is what it's like kind of named, but it's not really an actual thing. I mean, yeah, but if you think, you have to still, like, react to it, kind of. But also, if you think that was going to happen, you should have just clicked rest, because that would have been true. Because I think it's probably around this % if you get the Spike Stun animation, that it'll actually be a true combo into rest. But, you could potentially do that and just go for the win, because, that'd have been fine. But realistically, if you just went for a realistic drill and just didn't do the fast fall here and just did the shield poke, and you could have potentially gotten drill grab. You could have gone for a drill into a rest or something like that, or just more consistent. So that's probably what I've done here. You got the Upsmash anyways because they did this like really bad Nair timing. There's no way that should have actually worked against like a Peach that was really tight in their timing, but they weren't. Again, if you're gonna shield grab here, I'd rather just click rest out of shield. You didn't whiff punish that again with forward smash. Like this one was primed to punish a forward smash for sure. You actually jump away to go for like a back air whiff punish and miss it, which is great. I thought you just back aired nothing. You actually went for a back air whiff punish, but like if you just went for a wave dash back whiff punish into a forward smash, that would have just been way cleaner. Worst case scenario, they shield and they just like are stuck in shield and they can't really hit you. But best case scenario, they die, which is sick. You didn't have to forward air them here, they just died, I'm pretty sure. You're invincible, right next to the ledge. Likely they would not be able to get on. You could probably just time a roll up as well too, it worked. You mess up here, and then you let Peach cross you up, which isn't good. In this spot, I would have probably just tried to go for an up air and just keep them above me, because up air will kill if I get them really high in the air around this %. So I'd have up air and then just tried to just shark them that way instead of letting them come back with this up smash. You could have maybe gone for a dash attack too. That would have worked, but up smash was not the right choice because they're always going to try and cross you up essentially. Wow. You just whiff punish this with down air and don't do this like type of nair. Yeah, again, this is like a, if you replaced all your short hop nairs with down air, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, I'd use down air more instead of nair.
Yeah, no, it's just insanely good. Let's see. Okay, you went for this cross-up, which I don't really like, because they should have just been able to down smash you here. Realistically, I would have just gone for space back airs, and if they go for the down smash, which most like high-level Peaches do here, and try to crouch cancel your back air with it, then I would just space back air on the down smash, get a nice whip punish, and then I would be back in the game, essentially. But you go for this really crazy cross-up, which is too aggressive. It's like there's a difference in crossing up for recovery because you have to, so you can basically skip steps, but there's a difference in crossing up in neutral. This is a cross-up in neutral I didn't really like. Wow, that's crazy. He actually tried to dash back anyways and still got caught by the shield grab. This time this was like a just shield grab because of the spacing they did, but I would have still probably tried to go for a rush anyways, because I'm like, if I miss, it's like, yeah, I might lose the game because I'm percentage-wise, but shield grab isn't the worst in the world. If you, they had the worst DI possible in back throw, and they were still basically in center stage again. So I'd have probably gone for up throw again, and then try to shark them with up air over and over again. Always, whenever you see them down airing like this, you need to wait out the entire duration of down air and not jump into it like this. Once they're in down air, you can't really punish it directly. You have to be directly horizontal. Like, you'd have had to been right here to whiff punish this back here and not jump into it like that. Or you had to have waited in between the hits below and try to up air it as well too. Or again, like I was talking about, waiting in float, you wave dash the opposite way and try and forward smash them when they land with their hard move, like with fair. I don't like going for fair. Again, a lot of these types of fairs are only going to combo into weak fair, which means that you're going to get hit out of it, which they should have gotten down smashed here again, but this Peach decided not to.
I think I was going for nair there.
Yeah, even with this, it's the same exact scenario that if would have happened with one for nair. In this spot, I would have probably just went for like a down, not a down air realistically. Maybe I would have. I don't know. It's like, it's pretty close. Whether I down air or back air here. I'd probably say both are like equally fine, but I'd probably just back air and then just try and like. Also, a big thing against Peach is you haven't really threatened like a tomahawk grab or empty lane grab against Peach, and it's really good when you throw a lot of these types of like fairs, nairs types of gameplay, which I don't agree with, but because you've done it a lot. The other situation that they'll come up with shield a lot is if you use a lot of L canceled back air, because if you use L canceled back air, they can whiff punish that out of shield with their nair. If you use auto cancel back air and you space it properly and drift away every time you're using back air, they can't whiff punish that out of shield. So that would be the main way like a realistic matchup would play out if like you're using an L cancel back air instead of use these fairs and nairs, which is like an option. I'm not saying you should be using L cancel back air every time. L cancel back air is mainly good to hit dash back, hit like jumps. So I kind of like L cancel back air as a mix up against Peach. Also, because it allows me to get them into shield, so I can empty lane grab as a mix up or empty lane up tilt, which it's really hard to get up tilts if you don't force like situations they want to be shielding a lot in general. Okay. That was insanely crazy that happened like this, but you actually like land on the platform so you don't get the auto cancel, and then Peach still doesn't punish you. Like, that was ridiculous. Yeah, I would have just tried to drift all the way back into center and not tried to challenge her essentially, because I see this Peach lets me cross her up, so I'm very happy right now. Try to go for a nair again, another nair. Shielding so much, I can go for grabs. This was the time I probably am starting to wait in shield. You maybe could have rested here, which is crazy. That's probably one option I would choose because they are trying to cover roll so much. But because I haven't rolled at all, I'm down to just roll in this high pressure situation. Just roll and just be done with it. If they really cover my roll after covering roll 1,000 times and missing, getting shield grabbed over and over again, That's okay. Literally, just like accept the L and just move on. But realistically, I'll just roll here because I've shown that I'm not going to roll like over and over again. Okay, go too low again, so you don't have a lot of options here. Tried him down at the ledge. That was crazy. I would probably just gone for a forward air if I really wanted to stage spike there. I don't really want to stage spike there. I have her in the corner, so if I landed here and then just tried to play a realistic corner sequence, I could have had a really good mix-up going. You get an air up tilt somehow. Crazy. You actually died a backer there. Another thing I was saying about being a character being too high up and Puff can't really punish. This was a pretty close spot. In general, I really like being like directly horizontal with their back air. Or if I'm getting this up air situation, it's like off of an up throw, so I have a lot of time to get her to get an up air like sharking sequence going. But off of an up tilt like this, I don't really have a lot of time to actually set it up and die for it essentially. All right, let me look at my notes really quick, see if I missed anything. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I'm mostly just gonna rewatch. You're gonna put this on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm mostly gonna rewatch that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I didn't miss anything, so I will see you, and I'll try and upload this soon.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, peace. Have a good one.